What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the very first episode of Movies on Tap. I'm Shane. I'm going to be hanging out with you guys, hopefully for a very long time to come. This is a show where we just sit back, relax, drink some beer, and talk about movies. And today we're going to do just that, about Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Let's get to it. Okay, so Batman v Superman is the follow-up to 2013's Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder. This is not only just a follow-up, this is basically an introduction to the grander DC Extended Universe, which, if you don't know what that is basically DC Comics equivalent to Marvel's cinematic universe, like the Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, you get it. So, I was super excited for Batman v Superman. The 3-year wait for that movie felt like a fucking decade. That was like the longest wait of my life, waiting for this movie to come out. And it was a rocky road. Like, there was a lot of ups and downs. And one thing for me that this movie needed to sell me on was a solid Batman. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be better than Christian Bale's Batman. I was like, okay, you just need to sell me on Batman, and this movie will have done it for me, at least to a certain degree. And this movie, Ben Affleck as Batman, was just fucking unreal. Like, Ben Affleck is the Batman now. Like, I understand that that's a lot to say. There's been a lot of Batmans over the years, and he's the definitive Batman, at least in my personal opinion. I know some other people are going to disagree, and be like, oh, he kills in this movie, blah, blah, blah. But, just for my personal preference, I thought Ben Affleck was just absolutely phenomenal. And the rest of the cast was great, too. I thought Henry Cavill is a great Superman. I think Gal Gadot definitely was good as Diana Prince and Wonder Woman. I'm definitely interested to see more from her. I'm most definitely going to be in line for the Wonder Woman movie when it comes out next year. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor really surprised me. I was very worried going into the movie that he was going to be if there was going to be a negative about the movie, it was going to be him. And no, not at all. Jesse Eisenberg was just outstanding. Like, I mean, it's a totally different take on Lex Luthor than anything that I've ever seen. Excuse me. It's a totally different take on Lex Luthor than I've ever seen, but I like that. I like to see people do new takes on classic characters, because we've gotten Lex Luthor before. We know his deal by now. Like, he just hates Superman because reasons, and I've seen him come up with shitty real estate plans that are somehow gonna defeat Superman. I don't fucking know, but the Lex Luthor in this movie is just a total like reinvention of this character. Like, he's almost kind of like a dual personality thing going, which I thought was very interesting, because there's a couple scenes in the movie that I was just like, oh my god, this guy is fucking unhinged. Like, this guy is really nuts, and I liked that. Like, I like that he has the facade, the public image. They're not too dissimilar from Bruce Wayne, like, he's got this public image, and then there's the real Lex Luthor, like, there's just the maniacal fucking villain, and I really, really liked it. So, the cast was great. I mean, there was not one bad performance in the movie. I mean, there was some, like, cheesy dialogue here and there. I mean, just like any movie. I mean, pick out one movie for me where there wasn't at least like a handful of bad lines. And, then, I mean, if you do, fucking hats off to you. But in my experience, there's never been a perfect script in a movie. So, yeah, this movie's got some cheesy dialogue here and there. But for the most part, the cast just fucking killed it. The plot for this movie has been a big issue for some people. Not for me. Personally, I found this plot to be great. Like, I do acknowledge that there is a lot of there's a lot of moving parts. There's a very in-depth story. It's not just like it's not just like so cut and dry. And I'm not comparing the two franchises at all. Again, but it's not like the Marvel movies. The Marvel movies, besides like the Winter Soldier and hopefully Civil War, like, they don't have like too many like complex plots. They're very basic, but it's not a bad thing, But for this movie, I really wanted to see like a very a plot that I could just like sink my teeth into, and it has that. Like, seeing Lex Luthor's plan come to fruition is just awesome. Like the first Like the first act and the basically the greater half of the second act is just all build up. You know, it's great, and I love that they make you really feel like you're experiencing what the world would be like if there was a character like Superman here, like even Neil deGrasse Tyson's in the fucking movie, and it's just like he's basically like we're meaningless in the universe now. Like it's like look at this fucking guy. So I mean, it made it very real for me. And back to Lex Luthor's plan, it was just so there were so many different moving parts to it, and it was just so cool. I was like, dude, this guy has his fingers dipped in everything. Like this guy has thought of it all, and it was very cool to see. And I can understand why certain people have a problem with it because most people don't like to go to movies and have to really pay attention to every single second. Most people just want to go to the movies, have a great time, eat their popcorn, and just have fun. And I would call this a fun movie in a different sense of the word. This isn't like a Guardians of the Galaxy where you can just go there and just really enjoy yourself. I mean, I enjoyed the shit out of this movie, but it's a totally different kind of fun. Like it was fun for me because I got to see two of my favorite comic book characters come together on screen and just come to blows with each other. Like it was really cool. And that brings me to my next point. The fight between Batman and Superman was just, it was stupid cool. Like I just really, really dug it. I thought it was very well done. I mean, it could have been a teeny bit longer, but I understand why they trimmed it down the way that it did. If there was one thing that I definitely wish that, like, I'm definitive, like, they needed more of this, it was just a little bit more conversation between Batman and Superman. I really wanted to see, like, that difference in philosophy between the two of them, because if you've ever read, like, like The Dark Knight Returns, or basically any Justice League comic, like Kingdom Come, or Batman Hush, like, you could just tell, like, when these two characters interact with each other, like, they're two sides of the same coin. And they could be saving it for future movies. I fucking hope they are. But I just really wanted to see a little bit of more tension built between the two of them, like, because Batman's brutal and unforgiving and just dark, and like, he will do what he has to do, and Superman is just trying to do the right thing. So that is famously caused conflict between the two guys in the past couple decades, and I just thought, like, a movie called Batman v Superman would have displayed that a little bit more. But who's to say we're not going to see that in the future? I mean, hey, we could get a Batman v Superman 2 for all we know. I mean, I have no idea. So all in all, the plot I thought was very well done, but like I said, I could have used a little bit more of that philosophical difference between Batman and Superman. All in all, this movie has made me very excited for the greater DC Extended Universe in a way that Marvel didn't really do for me until, and back up a second, I'm not trying to compare the two, but there aren't that many connected film universes, and I can't really use the X-Men universes because it's not really like based on solo movies or team-up movies or anything like that. So I'm only using Marvel as like like a format comparison, if you will. So it just did the setting up to like the first Avengers movie, for example. Like, I mean, you could tell that they wanted to do a team up, but it wasn't definitive. Like, they weren't like, yeah, we're 100% a go with this until we hit Captain America, the first Avengers, and then the first Avengers movie. So with this movie, it's the second installment in the DC franchise, and they know that there is a lot more down the road, and they set up the rest of the universe so well, I thought, in this movie. Like with the Justice League cameos, and even like hints of Darkseid and like the nightmares and everything. Like the nightmare sequences were excellent. Like it was like Mad Max meets Batman. Like it was insane. So I'm super excited to see the rest of the DC Extended Universe. Like I'm psyched to see Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad coming out this summer. It looks like it's gonna be awesome, and it looks like it's gonna be a very diverse universe too. So I mean, I'm really, really interested to see what they're gonna do, and I'm interested to see where these characters are gonna go. So, coming to the end of this episode, comes the time where I want to rate the movie that we're talking about. Excuse me. And basically, there are 4 ratings that I have for the movies that I review on this channel, and the best rating that a movie can get for me is top shelf. Basically, awesome movie. I loved almost everything about it. It just met all my expectations, well, for the most part, and I severely enjoyed the movie. The one below that would be Free Well Drinks, which is like, free will drinks are cool, but they don't taste as good as the top shelf stuff does, at least in my experience. So it was a good movie, but had many, many flaws. But I still found enjoyment in it. The next one would be Bottom Shelf. Bottom Shelf tastes like shit, but still gets you drunk. We'll just leave it at that. And the worst you can get is Rot Gut. Rot Gut is just an ugly word for bad, bad liquor, and I feel like that was just perfect to describe a really shitty movie. It was just like the shittiest of the shit, you know what I mean? So, what do I rate Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice? And putting all my fanboyisms aside, like I saw this movie 3 times. I'm probably gonna go back and see it again. But trying my hardest to put all my fanboyism aside and just judge it as a movie, and how well I enjoyed it and how well they did things. I have to give it a top shelf. Like I can't. I honestly can't give anything less than that. Like I would be lying. You know, I would just be pertaining to the masses at that point. So I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought the cast was amazing. I thought the story was great. I thought it was a very original take at some of these characters, and it made me excited for the rest of the DC Extended Universe, which basically is, you know, the idea. It's called Dawn of Justice. So it delivered on the Dawn of Justice, and it certainly delivered on the Batman v Superman the Batman v Superman part of the title. So I was basically, I just enjoyed the hell out of this movie. And I'm gonna go back and see it again, probably a couple more times. I'm gonna be fucking waiting at Walmart, probably at midnight back down in the road in July, waiting for the Ultimate Cut to come on sale, and I'm gonna watch that at like 2 until 3 in the morning. So, if I was to give any advice, I would tell you guys, go see the movie, judge it for yourself, and then come back here and comment and let me know what you thought of it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you dislike it? Is it somewhere in the middle for you? What did you think about it? And then also, while you're commenting on there, please click the subscribe button. I'm a new channel. I'm very new to this, and I can use all the support that I can get from you guys, so I can just keep making these videos. So yeah, thank you for joining me on Movies on Tap, and we'll be back next week with another review. Cheers.